Okay, welcome to ERA GP2 Restoration number 11. So we're down at Tip Top Engineering again, and the gearbox is now in the chassis after being worked on just recently, and even got the seat in place just temporarily so we can see what it looks like.
That's right, yes, the seat made mainly by Mick Sharp, and now we're fettling and filing the corners to go around the gear lever and the handbrake matter cylinder. Yeah, the gearbox has been so much work. It is in finally. So it's obviously all original on this bit, and we've grafted this housing on to do the drop down gears and incorporated it with these chassis mountings that were sat there waiting for us, of course, because we are reinstating this as it did have it originally after all. So that's justifying what we're doing. So the idea is that we can now change gear ratios without too much effort. The prop shaft comes in at the bottom and there'll be another gear there. We can simply unbolt it with these Allen screws and swap them over, or we'll have a box of spares as well.
Hill climbing off circuit.
That's right, yeah. Maybe even whether it's wet or dry at places like Goodwood, I don't know. But we can now vary the top speed from about 100 miles an hour to about 145 miles an hour. So we should have the range there with 26 to 29 teeth and 8 gears made with a spread in between. Yeah, when we were final bolting the gearbox together, we found a crack in the housing, in the rear diff housing round here, so we whizzed that over to a really good guy in Scunthorpe and he welded it for us. So we are now slightly worried about these lugs that bolt it together, and we're going to put a brace across the top, which is what this cardboard template is that there's beginnings of. So we're going to do a fabrication and then a bolt down the middle, and then pick up off this boss here, which doesn't seem to have any other use, and just put it as an external bolt-on brace so it doesn't spoil anything. It's additional, and hopefully just making it last a bit longer. So we're not going for the bling look. It just is what it is. I mean, this is machined from solid, but we're trying to make it look oldie-worldy. This is magnesium, just as it comes. I don't know if you've shown the gear lever before or not, but that's dull nickel-plated top. A new lever, because the old one was long and cranked over, and also with a weld in the middle of it. So rather than wait for that to break, we just made a new short, stubby one.
Of course, so the gears are
on top,
sort of not conventional as we know them now. It's sort of 1, 2, 3 and 4 over that side.
Yeah, I suppose it is. But and then lift the ring for reverse. Reminds me of a Ferrari, this, with a little gated thing on top. But there we are. And then we've been busy down the front end as well. This
all looks really nice now, doesn't it? With cleaned up.
These were all painted grey before, but we fancied them in their raw state. There's some surface rust or pitting underneath the paint, so it obviously spent quite a few years bare steel and then rusting. But it's going to be high maintenance having it polished steel or vaguely polished steel. But there we are, that's what we're up for. There'll be a lot of it covered in bodywork, so you might not ever see any of this again. But we'll just have to treat it and take care and take the time and effort.
That's right,
So all of this front suspension is like a C-type ERA, like a D-type, and it's continued onto the E-type. There's no difference. There is some difference in arm length, and that's about it. So all these bits are just lovely and gorgeous and original. It's just a case of pulling it apart, cleaning it, re-bushing. Funnily enough, like I did an R4D, there's a new bronze bush in there, because an awful lot of the wheel load goes through this bush. There's another bush here which doesn't wear nearly so much, but that one took a lot. 5 thou clearance down to 1 thou clearance, but we want it good because you'll feel all that, but it'll feel like kingpin wobble, I guess. So we wanted to eliminate that.
It looks really nice as all that.
Yeah, we decided not to line the brakes because there's lots of meat on there.
Yeah.
They're going to be lined at some point, but we'll probably hit the test track with them just as they are.
Yeah.
So it's twin leading shoe design. These are magnesium castings. The stub axle's quite cool. It's just like a great big drawing pin. It's this simple as it looks, this 6-bolt plate, and then bolts going right through to the steering arm on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Pretty lightweight and pretty cool. And then we've also been busy making a carburetor. So the car had 2 rather later 1 3/4" SU carburetors on it. But knowing what we know, 2 carburetors is not a good idea, even feeding 1 blower, because the chances of getting both dashpots at the same level inside is a near impossibility. So we've had some castings made. These are spare castings for the dashpot top, and that's a spare carburetor main casting. So if anybody needs to fit a 2.5-inch SU carburetor to whatever, you're very welcome to these castings. You can machine your own, frankly, because it's been so much work to do these that Phil, our machinist man, doesn't want to do another. Right. So the level of detail in this, it's difficult to understand just by showing it to you. So for example, the butterfly shuts off at 18 degrees of tilt, because of course the brass butterfly isn't round, but it's sealing in a round hole, so it turns and stops at this angle. Really? So you have to make a fixture such that you can bolt your brass plate to the top, tip it over at 18 degrees, and then trot round in a perfect circle with your CNC miller. And of course it's a lightened spindle. There's no spindle across the middle. It's just a typical
really
trick that we do at Tip Top. We do lots of gas flowing of SU carburetors.
Yeah.
And a great big 1/4-inch needle, which is what you need for methanol. Get the stuff in.
Yeah.
We've also had a sample gasket made for a head gasket. So this is CNC knife cut out of a panel just to test it on the cylinder head and see if all the holes are in the right place, and they are. So we've ordered that in solid copper.
Right.
So that's a bit more progress. And the pistons arrived. So these are made by JE, bit of advertising for JE as well there. So they're to the same design that David Morris had done for his various projects. So a 63mm bore. We've only had to take a 10 thou hone out of the cylinder block, because it goes from 62 point something up to 63. So it's just about right. And the block is being honed as we speak. The crankshaft's been made as we speak. It's 3/4 made. That'll be ready July 16th. That's coming from Arrow along with the new rods. And that's about it for now.
So that's why there's not been that many videos, because we've been waiting for a lot of stuff to come through, but now it's starting to trickle through. Yeah. And we'll be getting on with it. Yeah, we'll have the back axle on for the next video, hopefully. Yeah. Might even have it standing on wheels. Yeah, wow. They're really good. Oh, the instruments are being new dials and faces have been made on the instruments as well as we speak, so they might well be back as well. Right, very good. So we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.